I'm not there to play in anyone else's sandpit. I'm making my own. 1.2 tonne of steel. Every bit was hand cut. I said it was going to take me eight weekends, and it took me 9 months. And Country Fire Service, I'm a lieutenant in the fire brigade, and all of a sudden I'm fighting fires.
Yeah. You're a Renaissance man. If you think about it, you've done all these different things.
So born in Rotorua, New Zealand, and then when I was 11, we left New Zealand and went to Papua New Guinea. When I came back to Australia, I said I want to earn $100,000.
Okay.
When I get back in Australia,
that's the goal.
I want to earn $100,000. Got into oil and gas, earned $101,000.
Nice.
My wife had a heart attack 10 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which sort of woke me up.
Only 10 weeks?
Yeah. It's not what you've got. We don't want things, it's experiences. Over a bottle of red, Cath and I went, why don't we do it? Yeah. So we went and bought this car, and then we said, right, can we go now? Really, it's taken off. It's crazy how well it's taken off.
What would you say to any people out there that are working a 9 to 5 that are thinking about doing something business-wise? Mark, how you doing?
I'm going well, mate.
Welcome to Singapore, brother.
Thank you very much. It's a great place. I'm loving it.
Mate, I'm so happy you're here. Now, before we get started, I just want to get you to give the audience a little bit of an introduction as to who you are. And then we've got to give a shout out to Neil Bullock, because the reason why we're friends is because of Neil.
Absolutely, yeah. Mark Nacey, I'm an operations manager in a manufacturing company, and also have just started my own chauffeur business in the Barossa Valley.
Mate, you know, when you told me about this, it wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
And the turnaround time was really rapid. So I'm so happy you're here. Now, the funny thing is, it's at our age, it's not often when you meet someone once and you become really great mates with them almost immediately.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough?
Yeah, fair.
And we've spoken many times since, I met you, 4 years ago, on Neil's 50th?
Was it really 4 years?
I think it's 4 years ago.
Yeah, right, okay.
It's crazy. But what you don't know, at that time, I was going through a bit of mild depression. And that night on his 50th, I'd promised to help him cook. And he told me years later he was pissed off because I didn't get up to help him cook. And I looked back and I realized I was going through a bit of a crisis at work and in my life. And it was only after I got back that I realized it. So actually meeting you that night, because I didn't know anyone there apart from his missus, was brilliant. So I appreciate that.
It's funny you mention that, because obviously I listen to a lot of your podcasts. I've heard you mention this. I didn't realise that was the same night.
It was the
yeah,
night.
Right.
It was the night.
And I'm trying to think back on that night, but I don't remember you not being there.
He you know what it was? I was tired, but he'd asked me to help him cook, because I love to cook. We
had goat, didn't we?
Yeah, we had goat.
We did, yeah.
And that was because I'd requested it, by the way, right? And I just didn't want to get out of bed. And the thing is, I'm an introvert naturally, so meeting 20, 30 people you don't know, and on top of that, you don't know what you're going through. So when I came out, I was like, where do I hide?
Oh, because we had people from soccer as well.
Yeah, there was you know what I mean? So, but listen, it was great. Now, before we get started, talk to me about this bottle.
All right. So, when you asked me about this, as I said, I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I really felt, I'm not really in that wheelhouse, but let's do something different. So I've brought a Barossa Red, and I think it is one of my favourites. So the Julius, so Z Wines.
Okay.
It's made by Janelle, and her sister Kristen sort of runs everything. Hopefully I get it all right. And their 2016 Julius won the world's best red wine.
Wow.
Shiraz. And so I thought, let's do something different. I love red wine. And I love experiencing it with people.
Yeah.
And so I thought, let's do something different. Let's do this.
Mate, listen, I love it. Don't get upset, but I'm going to have a cigar. The missus isn't around. I try not to smoke indoors at home because I get a bollocking afterwards, but she ain't around. So
well, that's all right, because I was going to buy a cigar.
There you go.
But I couldn't. There was nowhere in Singapore I could get one that I knew.
There are only a few places.
Right.
So what do you want to do? You want to decant it now?
I reckon let's decant it now.
Okay.
And not that it really needs it, but I think, hey, let's do the whole.
Do you want to do the honours?
Okay, yeah. Unless you want to.
No, mate. It's just you know what you're doing. Or I'll crack it open. So what we've got here, beautiful bottle. And by the way, Neil's gin that year, when it was the world's best gin, was a Shiraz.
Yes.
Gin.
Yeah, it is. Which is also my best, favourite gin.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
This is my novice sommelier.
You've done well.
I haven't finished it yet. I shouldn't be looking at you. I should be focused. Do you know I used to be a wine waiter back in the day?
I've picked that up in your podcast, yeah.
Yeah, I've done so many different things. But that one I enjoyed because all my mates were working for me. So
just don't tip it all the way in.
Not all the way in?
No, so make sure you go just a little bit left.
Okay.
That's probably enough, yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Not that you generally get too much, but it's a good habit to have. So if you get any old wine, you get the sediment. You don't want to get the sediment in. So,
mate, listen, I love it. So what we do, we leave it there for a few?
Yeah.
All right. So whilst we're doing that, let's unpack your story. So where were you born and raised?
So born in Rotorua, New Zealand. So
by the way, Rotorua, it's a lovely place, but it takes you a day or two to get used to the
the
smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was there until I was about 6.
You heard about Sam Neill passing?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
sad,
just today.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cath, you mentioned it today. Yeah.
Yeah. He lived in South Island, I think.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously North Island. Then went to Hawke's Bay with Hastings when I was about 6.
So both your parents were Kiwis?
Yep. Yeah, they were.
Okay.
And then when I was 11, we left New Zealand and went to Papua New Guinea.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, went to Papua New Guinea for 18 months.
Why? Because of Dad's work?
Yeah.
What did he do?
So Dad was running photocopier and fax machine companies.
Okay.
And
this is when Xerox ruled the world, is it?
I knew you were going to ask me this, and I was trying to remember who it was, but I can't. I reckon it was Whitcoulls.
Okay.
I think.
But, I mean, just to put this into context, this is a dead giveaway of our age. When I was at university, Xerox, the photocopier, had the best sales program in the world. And everyone wanted to go. And looking back on it, they sold photocopiers. Who gives a shit? But it was that well.
It was massive back in the day.
Well, think about it. You didn't say photocopier, you said Xerox. They branded it so well.
Yes.
So Papua New Guinea.
Yeah. So
do you remember it?
Yeah. So we lived in a house with 6-foot fences. We had 2 guard dogs. Had a local guy downstairs who was awesome. He'd take me down to the local footy club, football field, and I'd play with the younger kids. I was the only,
Foreigner, were you?
foreigner there.
They have many different dialects in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Like hundreds.
Yep.
How old were you?
I was 11 when I got there, and so we'd go there, play footy, and no one would touch me. It was great. So all the locals were very, very awesome.
You mean touch you on the football field, or you talking about physically?
They wouldn't touch me at all, even on the footy field.
Really?
No, they'd stay away from me. His name was Haro. He'd just leave him alone. We'd muck around, and he was awesome. Looked after me, and the local kids. Dad would get home, open the gates, and go, right, off you go, guys. Coconut trees, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And they were awesome. All the locals were great with us until we left, and they fortunately broke into the house 2 weeks after we left. But anyway, is what it is.
Happens.
But enjoyed the time over there. It was different. I met a lady driving Dropz the other day who was actually who was in Papua New Guinea when I was there.
Wow.
First time I ever met anyone. So it was cool. And then we decided to, after 18 months, we'd been there enough. The Kina was good money over there for expats, and we went to Queensland. So I went to Sunny Coast, did my high school in the Sunshine Coast there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and of course I was, I'd love to say I was a straight-A student and I didn't get myself in trouble. But I decided that...
What were you like back in high school? What did you enjoy? Were you a sportsman?
Yeah, I was a runner. Okay. I was a 100-metre runner.
Were you?
Yeah. So
good man.
My fastest was, I think it was 12 seconds for 100 metres.
How old are you?
Yeah, 15, 16.
See, the thing is, people always remember. They remember their personal bests because they're meaningful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for someone like me, I'm short. And I remember lining up with these in Maroochydore, all these kids a lot bigger than me. They're looking over, going, "What are you doing, Nacey?" So I'm having a go. Anyway, I think I'd got 3rd on that race.
Fair play.
And they all went, "What? Where did you come from? You're off doing nothing, and you've come out of nowhere." So it was good fun. So I enjoyed running in Port Moresby. I was long distance and short distance. So I was the 2nd fastest in the school short distance and the fastest in the school long distance.
The thing about that's very unusual.
Yeah.
Because, this will make you laugh. I did a cross-country run once thinking I could do any race. And it was laps in the forest. And on the last lap, I knew I was behind. And I thought, I'm so far behind, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to jump over. I'm going to come probably last anyway. So I jumped over the fence. And, mate, I was so far last. The bus had packed up and gone. Everyone had left. I swear to God. And I was left in the middle of nowhere. Everyone thought I'd gone home. I hadn't. That was so embarrassing.
I represented my school in cross country in Papua New Guinea, and I was always at the front. And there was this one kid, the last 100, 200 metres, passed me.
Take you up.
Every time.
He waited for you probably.
He was a lot bigger than me, so let's just say he had a better stride.
Fair enough. All right. And then after that, what happened after high school?
So I sort of played up a little bit in high school. Sort of got into a few different areas that I probably shouldn't have. And my parents said, listen, your uncle is looking for someone to work for him down in Brizzy. So I said, okay, let's go. And so I went down to Brisbane. And I was...
That's where Neil got married, by the way.
I didn't know he got married in Brisbane.
Yeah, I've never been there before. So yeah, that's where he got
Brisbane
married.
Vegas, great.
Yeah.
It's good. That's where I got the watch.
Oh, really? Because you've got the mountains and then you've got the coast that aren't that far apart, really.
Not really. So you got Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, where I went to school. You got Brisbane, and then let's say it's an hour, and then you got an hour down to Gold Coast, which is where all my sister and uncles and aunties are. But yeah, so Brisbane did me trade. So I started a trade as a boilermaker.
Okay.
I rocked up to this job and I used to work for Coles in a pair of jeans, a white shirt, and my first job was changing tyres.
I love it.
I was covered.
What sort of tyres? Like on a regular car?
No, just tyres because, my first job was making trailers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, trailers?
Yeah. So,
what sort of trailers though?
Box trailers,
okay.
Big, just little trailers. And they said to me, oh, Mark, can you pass me the grinder? I went, the what?
What's the grinder?
And he went, yeah. I was like, he goes, you don't know what a grinder is? I went, yeah, of course I do.
But no one taught you, right?
I didn't know. So then I started my apprenticeship, boiler making, and did me 4 years.
By the way, can I just press pause there? I'm going to put up a picture of a bit of artwork that you did when we do this podcast release. So tell me, because did you use a grinder for that piece?
Every bit was hand cut.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So what you did at 16,
yeah, and
now you're an artist. Like, tell the guys what happened. That Barossa, they commissioned you.
So when I was in the Barossa Valley, good friends of mine owned Wonderground. They had a bit of art that a local guide had done and said, Mark, we'd love someone to make this bit of art. It was about...
Was this a bet? Did this come about because of a
bet?
No. It wasn't?
No,
I don't know why. That's what I thought it was.
No,
it wasn't.
They just literally said, Mark, did you want to make it? I said, absolutely. I reckon it'll take me 6 to 8 weekends. And it was a bit of art that was it was two hands. And when you put it up, you'll see it. The small one was probably 400 mil long by 350 by sort of 700 mil. So only quite small. And I was making it 100 times bigger. So I said, yeah, let's do it. So it was out of core 10, 3 mil core 10.
Wow.
And it took me and a mate, Mark Kittle, 9 months.
Amazing.
And everything was cut by hand.
Yeah.
So we had a local company come in and said, Mark, you really cutting this? I was like, yeah, I thought there was 3-phase, so we were going to do a plasma, but there's not. So I'm cutting everything by 5-inch grinder. And so United Fasters, Dwayne Smart went, Mark, we'll donate you a pallet of cutting wheels.
Wow.
So he rocked up one day and said, no, we'll donate this to you.
Had you ever used one before?
Yeah, heaps. Yeah, heaps.
Did you have to do any welding on it? You must have done.
Yeah, everything was welded, yeah. So
what sort of welder was it? A MIG welder?
Yeah, MIG welder, yeah. So, obviously this is 20, 30 years after I started my trade, I decided to make it.
You see what I mean? It's full circle.
Yeah.
Think about that. Because the thing is, unlike you, my dad was a builder. So we had everything in our yard, right? So he had at least 3 welders. He had a mini digger or 2 or 3. It was just we grew up on a building site. And my dad, he wouldn't have said, where's the grinder? He'd say, pass me the yoke, which is an Irish term.
The yoke.
The yoke, which means whatever, or pass me the thingamajig. And the problem is, if you got it wrong, you were fucked. You were in trouble. And the
Sounds
thing
like my apprenticeship.
yeah, you got to learn quickly what do they need, and you had to be ready. So what I learned then was anticipation, because with my dad, there was a period of about 2.5 years where he was on the wrong medication. He'd had a stroke, and he was mean, he was grumpy, and it was cold outside. So it sounds bad, but we couldn't look. If you smiled, why are you laughing? If you looked unhappy, why are you miserable? If you were cold, couldn't have your hands in your pockets. And it sounds bad, it was pretty bad, but we had to be on our game. Yeah. So quickly I had to learn, he's under the bonnet of the car, he needs a 9/16. Boom. And you learn fast.
Did he teach you how to weld?
No, not directly. He taught, some things he taught me, but I learned by watching him, and a lot of it was by mistakes.
I think that's how most tradesmen should learn, by stuffing up and either doing the wrong thing by yourself, or doing the wrong thing but someone else has told you. Yeah. Hey, listen, I think if you learn by not stuffing up, well, you're not going to learn the right way.
So then what happened? And so after you were doing that, then
I actually finished my trade and went to London.
Again, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I reckon I was about 25. So I went to London, and I actually enjoyed London in a way.
But how did it come about? Is it
so? I had a mate over there. No, I had a mate over there. Okay. Everyone, Australia goes over for 2 years, and had a mate, and so I thought, I'm going to go over. I've got to get away and live. And so I said, London? And so the old Portobello markets.
Yeah,
I was at the bad end.
Really?
The old. I think it's called the Eagle.
Yeah,
I stayed there. So when I rocked up to London, I was on the tube, and my mate. And fortunately, I just found out last week and the weekend before he passed away 2 weeks ago.
No.
Anyway, unfortunately, and he goes, good to have you here, Nacey. It's a great. He goes, by the way, we've got to work out your sleeping arrangements. What do you mean? He goes, I said, I thought I was staying with you. He goes, we're at a new pub. We're running a new pub. I said, and he goes, I haven't told him you're coming. I went,
shit.
Hang on, dude. I've just traveled all the way over and you haven't told him. He goes, no, I didn't know what to do. I sort of stuffed, but mate, we'll work it out. I was like, cool. We're off to a good start. Anyway, so I end up going to the old the Eagle and working there for my board, and then I got a job and got into construction, and I worked on Old Scotland Yard.
No way.
That was really cool. Yeah, way. So when
Old Scotland Yard, for you guys that don't know, it's the headquarters of the British Police.
Yeah.
And it's not in Scotland, even though it's called Old Scotland Yard.
Wow. Right in the middle of London, yeah. So I worked on Old Scotland Yard for a couple of months. So the outside of the building had to stay. So the inside had to all be gutted, and all the steel columns, which used to be all riveted, I welded them all up.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah. So everything that was there, I needed to weld it up. So that was awesome. And then I went over to Dagenham.
Jesus, you've been around, mate.
So we went to the Dagenham Ford University, I think it was. Yeah. So I worked on that. Wow. So we were there 18 months and did a bit of travelling around.
He would love to have this conversation with you. He worked in all those places as well.
Really?
He worked in Hendon Police, which was one of the other major headquarters for the police as well.
Yeah.
And Dagenham's like, if you're in the building trade, everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was awesome going down there. And did a few other bits and pieces, and then decided to come back to Australia. So we came back to Queensland. The partner I was with, her mum was in Darrelly Chocolates.
Oh shit!
And
that could be dangerous.
And then she said, we're looking for someone to take Darrelly Chocolates up to Darwin, Northern Territory of Australia. So
in what capacity?
To open a business up there.
Really?
So she wanted a franchise up. Well, not a franchise, I shouldn't say that. Wanted to open a store, and my partner at the time was going to run it. And I went up and helped set it up. So we set up a brand new store, Darrelly Chocolates in the shopping centre in Darwin. So that's got me to Darwin, and me and my partner didn't last very long, and she went her way and I went my way. I was in construction, and then I got into oil and gas. So I did worked on their first. I should back up a little bit. When I came back to Australia, I said I want to earn $100,000.
Okay.
When I get back in Australia,
that's the goal.
I want to earn $100,000. Got into oil and gas, earned $101,000.
Nice.
So I was stoked. I was happy. Anyway, we went our own ways, and I stayed with the oil and gas.
I want to ask you, I'm always curious about, so where did the 100K come from? Why was that
No
the
idea.
number?
No
You
idea.
just got fixed on it.
It was a number.
It's funny, isn't it? When you set a bar, it's like if you were running and you ran 12.5, so I want to get to 12 seconds. You know what I mean? You need a goal.
Yeah. And I'm very goal orientated. I find that I don't do as well if I don't have something to go for.
Do you think you're strong? Because you and I send each other videos of working out, probably less so these days. But do you think that a lot of your strength came from the steel work? Because I don't know if you know this, I did steel construction. People will laugh when I said I did steel erections for a whole summer.
No, I missed this bit.
Yeah, so I worked in Gatwick Airport. So I worked for a firm called Ken and Sean, and they were subcontractors of subcontractors. And I think we went out to about 14 floors. So I worked on it throughout the whole summer. So what would happen? I would cycle from Harrow to Hayes. That took me roughly an hour. They would collect me at say 6 o'clock, and we got to the job at 7. Right, and they would throw my bike in the back of the van, and then we would work a 12-hour shift, and then we would drive back, and then I would cycle.
Long day.
Back. It's a long fucking day.
Yeah.
I got paid cash in hand, and the thing that I loved about working with the guys on a building site, because I worked with them on other jobs as well, was there was a lot of banter.
Oh, so much.
There was just so much banter. Yeah. It was great banter. There wasn't really any politics. I know there's politics everywhere, but I didn't feel that. I was young, and they were good to me, and I'm still friends with them to this day. But if you've done, so I'll give you an example of what we used to do. We'd bring the steels in on a crane, and then we would put them down on the scaffold tubes, and then we would tie a rope to the front and the back end, so there'd be drilled holes. And then you'd pull the scaffold, we called them RSJs, the big steel frameworks.
Yeah.
What do you call them?
RHS, I think.
Yeah. So,
I know.
So what I did most of the summer was doing that and then screwing those holes into those. So I had to get a Hilti license to use the biggest handmade Hilti with a diamond drill bit to screw into the walls. Right, and I'll never forget this. My dad said to me one day, because my dad was Irish, he hated the English, and he didn't want me working with an English outfit. And he said, "You can come and work with me." And I said, "I'm not going to work with you because I'll always be your son, and it's not going to go well." And I got a lot of racism. Because to everyone I was Chinese, right, and with an Irish surname. So I got it. I got it big time, and some of it wasn't very pleasant. But my dad told me when you're drilling into the wall, you've got to hold that drill really solid, because if you don't and you hit like a
grabs you,
concrete,
it'll throw you. Yeah.
It will go. And this fella next to me did it. He was smoking a fag, and his hand buckled, and I could see his wrist broke, and the drill went around and hit him and knocked him out. And I remember thinking, Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was. Listen, you've done it your whole life, but it was what an experience.
No. When I had my sort of just jump in a few years, I started my own construction company. So we bought a brand new Hilti, and this was at the top of the line Hilti. And I said to the guys, God's sake, hold on to this thing. Yeah. We put the handpiece on, everything. And I actually think it was me, the first one who got hurt. Really? And I told the guys, and it grabbed me. Yeah, I don't think I got hurt bad, but yeah, we were drilling, we were building a house and drilling into a slab, and it grabbed and came around and whacked. I think it whacked.
Well, but Hilti is synonymous. When you think of Hilti, you see still today. You see the red color, the words in white, and you see the drill bit, and I always think back to that day. So keep going on with the story.
So where was I? So oil and gas, and then I went out to a greenfields project, construction project, where when you were talking banter, I met a good mate of mine called Stephen Taylor, or I'll say Panda, and the banter between me and him is probably the most extreme and most full on.
Savage.
So we'd get up in the morning, we'd have breakfast together. We'd get on the bus together. We'd work together, lunch together, dinner together, and then on we'd work 4 weeks on, 1 week off. On our day off, we'd go out to the pub together, and the banter between me and him, yeah.
Are you still talking to this day?
Well, yeah, I absolutely am, because the company I work for now, about 5 years ago, he rang up and said, "Mark, I'm going to apply for another job. can I send him your resume? I said, absolutely, send it to me. I'll have a look at it for you. And I just happened to have the GM, my division GM, in the car with me. So when he sent it to me, I just handed the phone over to him and said, read this. I think he was employed about 4 weeks later at the company I work for.
Bang.
And he actually thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
And even now, when we ring each other, I'd hate for my wife to hear what we say.
That's why when I call mates like that, I'll just say, "Are you on speakerphone? Is anyone else in the car?" Because I have slipped up. Now, can we pour this? I need a drink. Or we still got to let it sit for a bit.
Well, I think we need to do it at the end, don't we?
Hey?
Do we do it at the end?
No, mate. I want to go in between. I want to.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Because
all right.
you know me, I like a drink.
All right. Okay. Let's go.
All right. So you walk me through. You pour
all
the
right,
first.
So what
bit.
we're going to do? We're going to do it a little bit different. So the tasting here is I'm loving it that you're throwing it everywhere. This is good. The tasting we're going to do is the way that Kristen did it for my daughter, my older daughter, about 3 years ago. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour it.
Okay.
You're going to put it in your mouth and you spit it straight out.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me the flavors what you're feeling.
You're going to put me on the spot, aren't you?
Absolutely.
I'm not an expert.
And that's what the big thing about wine is that your palate is going to pick up things different to mine.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Or tasting or whatever, and then we'll go. Then the next one we'll put it in our mouth. We'll swish it around, then spit it out.
Okay.
Third time you swish around and then you swallow it.
Third time. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything you say almost sounds sexual. The way you were saying that.
The reason is because out of the two of us, I'm the sexiest.
Well, listen, that goes without doubt. I held the title of sexiest man in Singapore until you arrived. But,
I was wanting to try and get that in somewhere because I knew you were going to get it in.
You got me. You know, Normally I will say you're the second sexiest guy on the telephone line.
And I reckon a few of the podcasts you brought it up, and I thought, see if I can get in there before.
Fair play. You got it in, bro. You got it in.
All right. So
let's rock and roll. I'll let you pour. I'll put this out of the way.
I do like your glasses, by the way.
Do you like them?
Yeah, they're good.
I just got them actually online a few months ago. Because I don't know why I've got different glasses that some have not survived. I got some glasses for my wedding, but I like the slender. You know. Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Cheers. All right.
So
Jesus, smells nice, doesn't it? Is that right?
The thing is, when I smell this, I smell a steak, which we're not having for dinner, but I feel like we should be having a steak now. That's nice.
So the way you smell it is a lot of people don't realise they do that. So if you get your nose all the way in, that's the best way to smell the aromas of the wine. Absolutely. Yeah. So take a look in your mouth, just a little bit, and spit it straight out. So what are you tasting?
Well, firstly, it's sweet, actually. It's sweet, deep, dark, bit of chocolate, cherry.
Yep.
That's what, nice.
Okay. And by the way, a lot of people who listening might say that there's a right and wrong way. I don't believe there is a right or wrong way. It's what you're tasting.
You know, the thing is, because I've been to wine tastings before, not many, but some people take it to such a degree of sophistication, which is not, because the reality is I enjoy a drink, whatever it is.
So you might have felt also a bit of dryness around the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is sort of I think it's the alcohol side of it.
Okay.
And if I've got it wrong, well, bad luck. You're not going to know.
So I do it again.
You do it again, but now swish it.
Okay.
Around your mouth. So. And I reckon I've got it wrong. So you see that your cheeks are all, sort of. What's
that one's more. There's more acid.
Yeah, you get it in your cheeks. You feel it in your cheeks and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah. So now you what you do is you do that and you actually. That's nice.
It is nice.
That is very nice.
Thanks, brother.
Cheers, mate.
Let me get rid of this. By the way, I don't know. You said, will the wife mind? She'll never know unless she watches this.
Did you want to quickly wash it out?
Hey?
Did you want to quickly wash it out?
Nah, mate. I'm as relaxed as they come. It's funny because what I've learned over time is that I just enjoy things, and as we get older, our palate changes, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you normally enjoy? You're a glass of red wine guy.
So, absolutely love my red. So, I'll give a bit of story about my journey in red wine. If you're okay with that, is that so? I met Catherine, my wife, and
by the way, it's her birthday tomorrow, which is why you're in Singapore on holiday.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
amazing.
So 21st.
And how long have you been married?
17 years.
Oh, you should know this. You do know.
17 years because it's Piper's 17th birthday. So.
Amazing. When's her birthday?
October.
Okay.
So it must be.
So she's 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful.
So meeting Catherine. I met her family, who are quite well known in South Australia, and her auntie.
I don't know.
Her auntie is the first female winemaker in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, Pam Dunsford. Yeah. So and then Colin was Ernst & Young, and he was an accounting, quite well known in all those kind of businesses. And anyway, Colin walked up to me one day and said, "Mark, I'm not really liking this." And he pulled me over to the counter, and there was 3 bottles of red wine and a bottle of Bundy Red. And he goes, "I really don't like this." I said, "Well, teach me to enjoy red wine." So Pam went, "All right, let's go." So she taught me, the different flavors and why there's a flavor and all that kind of stuff about red wine. And she'd send me up wine, and she'd ring up and go, "Hey, Mark, how's your wine going?" "Yeah, it's going good. It's going good." "Oh, no, okay, I'll send you some more." She sent me a case of 2006 St. Henri, Penfold St. Henri.
Wow.
And
that would have cost a pretty penny, right?
Yeah, it would have. And probably about 5 years too early to send it to me. I drank 1 bottle.
You polished it off in a week, didn't you?
Well, no, nearly. She rang up and said, hey, what have you done with the wine? I said, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "Where have you put it?" I went, "I drank it."
Yeah.
She goes, "What do you mean you drank it?" I went,
done the same, mate.
"Well, you gave it to me. Isn't that what you wanted me to do?" She said, "You meant to hold on to it." I went, "Oh." I didn't have the heart to tell her that I drank 1 bottle one night, as you said, drinking, eating meat. The second bottle we drank with a mate as we were eating chips out of a colander. And Cath was like, "Do you remember doing this last time?" "Of course I did."
By the way, when I'm next in town, because you invited me to one of these and I would love to go. So you did you set up this club?
Yeah, so...
What do you call it? A gentleman's table?
Gentleman's table, yeah. So we've got this gentleman's table in the Barossa. So it's all about us men. We're not very good at talking, and we're even better. We're even worse at organising stuff. Like you say, you're an introvert. I probably am 100% opposite, extrovert, and even when I've done some business stuff, I generally am.
Yeah. And
I love socialising. I also love getting amongst guys and doing stuff that you generally wouldn't do. So all the guys go, "Mark, you're amazing at organising stuff." So I've just kept that going. So in Darwin, I started a sort of wine group. We'd catch up and go out for dinner.
So what happens? So like, how many of you in the gentleman's?
So in the Barossa, the one we set up in the Barossa, there's about...
Well, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you because not everyone's going to be familiar with Barossa Valley.
No.
Tell them what Barossa Valley is.
So Barossa Valley, am I bold enough to say it's the best wine region in Australia, or if not the world? Yeah. I'm very biased, but
it's a slice of heaven when you go there.
It is.
You feel like it's like Lord of the Rings. It's like Hobbiton could be there.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's stunning.
Yeah, it is nice. I started this group, and it started off by, we didn't have a gentleman's table. I'd get, "Hey guys, let's go out for dinner." We go out for dinner and we're going to buy some really nice wines and just enjoy our company, just catch up. And we started off with 6 blokes, and then it went up to 10 or 12 blokes. And then there was a few guys that said, "We don't really understand, wine." One of the guys goes, "Oh, it's a bit bitey." I went, "What do you mean it's bitey?" He goes, "Well, that's what I call it." So why don't we set up a group, bunch of blokes, we'll catch up with each other, but we'll get some guys who will talk about the wine. So we're lucky enough to be, 1, in the Barossa Valley, and 2, have a guy called Toby Barlow, who's an amazing winemaker. and Paul Amos, who works with Yalumba, and those two guys sort of organise the wine at wholesale or good price. So we charge a certain amount. We put on a good feed and then some amazing wines. And so whoever's house, the first one was at my house, I had eye fillet, lamb backstrap, whiting.
So what happens? Everyone brings a bottle of wine?
No. So everyone pays, let's say, $350
for the night.
Yep.
Okay.
250 goes to the wine per person, and we limit it at 12 people. So Toby and Paul Amos go and buy the wine, and then they'll bring it in, and they'll go over. So the first one we did was at my place, and we always have a unicorn wine, or something that you wouldn't have had or would normally have.
Nice.
So I think we had a sparkling. And then we had our unicorn for the first time was a 2012, I think it was, or 15.
So you always start with a sparkling?
Always a sparkling first, but then it could completely change. So we've had four now.
Yeah.
This one was, and I'll take this through in a minute, and then it deep widens. The next one was more on Pinots and stuff like that. And then the next one was.
And are you put it on food to pair with that, knowing what you're having?
Not really.
A bit more relaxed.
Yes, and it's sort of it always has been awesome food.
Is the person whose house it's in, are they cooking?
Yeah,
They
so
are?
when I did my one, I did the first one. I said eye fillet, lamb backstrap, whiting, oysters, and then when we did Neil Bullock's.
What did Neil do?
He did a pig on the spit. It was amazing.
He's a really good chef.
Yeah, he's awesome.
A really good chef.
So our signature wine for that night was a Paul Roger 2015 Reserve Sir Winston Churchill. So amazing champagne, and then we went on to having some Chablis and
Chablis was the first decent bottle of white that I had years ago.
Yeah, I love a good Chablis.
Yeah.
See, with
18,
this group now, these guys just come up with different wines, and you're like, oh, I really like that, I really like that, I really like that.
Yeah.
And one good thing is that you've got a bunch of blokes who don't normally, as I said, men don't catch up.
Yeah.
But we're catching up.
And are you all from different industries?
We've probably got four in the wine industry. Neil in gin. Got myself 1, 2 in construction, or
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah. Yep.
I love it.
And it doesn't matter. And we make sure we don't get, excuse me, punch, wankers involved. We don't want wankers there. We don't want guys who are going to stuff things up and be negative. If you're going to be negative, then see you later.
I hate that. Yeah.
It's all about positivity and catching up and drinking stuff.
There's many things I love about you. So the thing that I found in you is a kindred spirit. So, if you and I message each other, maybe a day will go by latest, but we'll always get back to each other.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're always engaged. I'll check in on you check in on me. And I need to be there for one of those nights.
Yeah, and I think it'd be great to have you. I think we tried. Didn't we try recently?
We tried something.
It didn't work. Yeah.
Flying to Adelaide is very expensive from here. When you book your tickets, you probably noticed.
Yeah, no, I just did 3.
Yeah, there's no direct flight unless it's Singapore Airlines, and that's very expensive.
Yeah, I just did 3 in business, so it was great.
Yeah, mate, Jesus Christ. Now, you're earning too much money. You know what? You'll laugh. I've never flown business class ever.
Haven't you?
Never.
I think I over sort of 7-8 hours, I think you need to, because it just makes it that more comfortable.
No, listen, 100%. I'm useless with this whole points thing, but I don't know if it's because my blue collar blood. It's just like, I'd rather, I guess if someone was paying for it or you got the points, I run my own company, but I'd rather spend the money on other things.
See, and actually, you're probably one of your, I'm going to say, how to say this, you're probably the reason I'm here. You said one of your podcasts is that you want to experience things and do things, have experiences, not things.
Yeah.
And we can get back to this as well. The men's group I've joined, the Barossa Good Blokes. I'm trying to think, and hopefully I get this right. It's not. It's not what you've got. We don't want things; it's experiences.
Yeah.
I'll probably get stuck.
I'm all about that.
And so I said to Piper, and as you know, Cath, my wife had a heart attack 8-10 weeks ago.
Yeah,
which sort of woke me up.
Was it only 8-10 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it was 10 weeks ago. I think.
Shit, bro.
And sort of woke me up, and I went, wow. So I said to Piper, my youngest, said, let's do some experience things. Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
So she says, oh, Singapore Airport. I went, sorry?
It's so funny that everyone wants to go to Singapore Airport.
And I went,
It's
Singapore
madness.
Airport? Yeah. She goes, yeah. I said, okay, how about we go to Singapore as well? She goes, well, what's there? I said, let's find out. Like me and Cath, we've been here 2 times before and loved it. And so I said, okay, let's go. And, to be fair, the real honest truth was to, come see you.
Mate, it means a lot. And listen, I feel very blessed. Like, I can't, let's say I'm 48, right? And my wife's nickname for me for a long time in Singapore was Billy No Mates, because I have made friends in Singapore, but most of my friends were expats and they've all left. They've all left. And you get to that point where you're like, do I want to make another friend? But they're going to be gone in 2 years' time.
That was like us in Darwin, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's tiring. But in the last 2, and because I'm an introvert and because of the nature of my job, I meet new people every day. The last thing you want to do in the evening is, hey, how you doing? What do you do? And I fucking hate that. I don't give a shit what you do. Are you a good guy? Do you know what I mean? Are we going to have some banter? Right? I don't like talking about work really. And so when we connected, I remember because we were making a fire. It was cold out. And I just
we were having a cigar.
I had a cigar.
We were
right?
sharing a cigar.
Yeah.
Got really soggy at the end.
Yeah. You were lips in it, were you? No, but, and I had a great time, mate, and we became great mates. So, all right, so go back to the rest of your story. So,
construction, oil and gas, and then obviously Stephen Pandem, and then I came. Catherine, I was away doing fly in fly out for.
How did you meet
18
Cath?
months.
Can you say?
Yeah, tragic. So tragic. So before I went away, went to a nightclub in Darwin, and I can dance. I'm a dancer.
Are you sure?
Yeah, very much so.
All right, mate.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
So so I used to like break dance when I was younger.
No way.
Yeah. So anyway, my sister had been over New Zealand, so I flew her over to Darwin and said, let's go out. Anyway, she said, I'm dancing with some girls. Want to come dance with us? I was like, okay, no worries. I started breaking, busting a few moves like I usually do.
A few moves.
Yeah, thinking I was all that. Anyway, Cath, I said, can I buy you guys a drink? And Cath said, no, I don't accept drinks off strangers. I said, okay, that's fair enough. Here's $20. Go buy your own drink.
Wow.
While you're up there, can you get me a rum and coke?
Fuck me, mate. I've never heard that.
And she went,
the ball's on you. I love it.
Anyway, I don't know how long went past. And the next thing, she sort of came and kissed me. And I was like, what's going on here? So anyway, one thing led to another. I don't know if it was that night or the next day. I was like, what happened with the kiss? They said, me and the girls had a bet. First one to kiss a bloke. I thought you were all right. So, I won.
Wow.
And I went, so it was a bet? And she went, yep.
I love it.
Okay. Anyway, she's a little bit older than me. And
how old are you now? We're the same age.
Well, I was going to say, the flights you were talking about, you're going to have to try and work something out because it's my 50th this year.
Yeah. And it's mine 50th next year. When's your birthday? Which month?
November.
All right, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me and Cath have been together since 2004.
Wow.
February 2004.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know what, it's as we know, a lot of our friends are getting divorced, have gotten divorced. I've just celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary, me and Tara.
I saw that, yes.
So when we went to the US, we renewed our vows. And it was beautiful because it was just, when we got married, it was just me and her. And obviously now we've got 3 kids. And it was so beautiful, mate. It was lovely. And it was intimate. It was just the 5 of us. And, like Tara at the end of 2024, she had a spinal operation. She had a hysterectomy. And, mate, she looked better than all of us in the pictures. She just, and my girls are beautiful. My son's good looking. And I was just staring at her and I just thought, she's beautiful, but she sucked the life out of me. I'm getting older. She's getting younger. What's going on?
Yeah.
But we're both blessed because Cath's an amazing woman.
She's awesome. No, she has definitely. I met her when I was 28. Definitely the one that straightened me up. Absolutely.
You needed it, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When I was playing up a fair bit and obviously partying and all the rest of it. But no,
That's
she's.
Right. You need the love of a good woman. It changes everything.
I agree.
So,
and, we got married and she said, Shira had 2 kids, Felix and Daisy, who are awesome. And we've now got, they've gone now, both got partners and I've got grandkids. But she said,
mad. That's mad.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. And then she said, I'm not going to have any kids. I said, okay, that's fine. After we got married, she goes, all right, you can have one.
She said that?
Yeah. I went,
Really?
okay, cool. Now we've got Piper.
Wow, and she's beautiful.
Piper is, yeah, she's awesome.
What is she into now? Because I've seen her play. I think I saw her play football and basketball.
No, she was doing soccer.
I saw the girls play basketball. Neil's girls. Was Piper playing? I know. I saw Piper playing football.
Yeah. She was playing football. Then she was cheerleader.
She was very tenacious on the field.
She's a bulldog. She's short like me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately she's a female version of me. So pretty full on.
Yeah.
And loves soccer. She was awesome at it. She's actually just quit this year. But she was doing awesome at cheerleading. She won a national champion for for some dance. But now she's it's all about gym now at the moment. She goes to the gym a fair bit. She's pretty bloody fit and
amazing.
Yeah,
isn't it great that because when I grew up, girls didn't work out that much, but now a lot more girls are switched onto it.
Yeah, she's doing well. Yeah, Piper's doing really well with gym. I'd like to think that. Well, when I get back, I'm going to get back in the gym again. So. It's
hard. I've not been working out the last few weeks. I've been a bit sick. I was traveling, and I'm realizing now, and I'm sure you feel that I feel different now than I did maybe even 3 years ago. I just feel I'm slowing down a bit. So I've got to work on recovery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
I've been walking the last 2 days around Singapore. Yeah. My legs are killing me. So I'm going to get a massage tomorrow.
You need to. When you're in Singapore, go for a foot reflex. If they offer you ping pong, it's not table tennis.
Ping pong?
Ping pong.
Right.
So, no, but listen, mate, that's awesome. So now tell us how this idea came about, the business venture.
Dropz. Okay, so
Dropz.
Yeah, Dropz, local chauffeur business in the Barossa. Cath and I, we ventured off a fair bit down to Otherness, a local restaurant in Angaston in the Barossa Valley. And they were talking about how, Grant, the owner, was saying how he always gets in trouble with, not being able to get people home and people getting stuck, and sometimes he had to drive people home. And we've been caught out a few times. And he said, someone really needs to do something. And I'm always looking for that next thing to do, that
And people forget Barossa is a rural area.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is that we invite all these people from all around the world, come to the Barossa Valley, drink our wine, but work out how you're going to get around.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And the cabs, they're there, but they're doing their own thing. And then there's another company called Wine Not Chauffeurs. They've got 3 cars, do an amazing job. And I thought, like normal, over a bottle of red, Cath and I went, why don't we do it?
Yeah.
And I went, Cath and I went, okay, let's do it. So we started it. So we've got Dropz.
So from that night to the day you went into business, how long was it?
It took a fair bit of time to sort of talk about it. So it was probably November, December last year that we probably started talking about it, going,
6 months.
You know what, let's do it.
That's pretty fast though.
Yeah, well, we decided that let's not do it in the Christmas break, which would have been ideal, because if we're going away, it's pretty silly to start something up then go away.
Yeah.
So let's look at it when we get back.
Yeah.
So we went to Daisy's place for Christmas, and Daisy and Matt, and came back and said, all right, let's start looking at it. And that took a fair bit. There's a fair bit of red tape. There's a fair few things.
Must be loads.
It's crazy. No, you don't even get to that. You've got to. We had to set up the business, and we had to set it up. And they said, "Listen, you can't set it up yet." Well, what do you mean? You need a car.
Yeah.
I said, "Hang on.
It's asked back to front.
I'm going to buy a car.
Yeah.
Before I start up." They said, "Yeah."
So let me unpack it. So did you have to buy a commercial vehicle?
No. So I wanted to buy, and it's really embarrassing. I wanted to buy a Hyundai Staria.
Yeah.
Which I thought
they're great. I drove one of those around New Zealand.
Great. I thought it was a good car.
Yeah.
Then Cath jumped in and said, went out looking, we ended up with a Hyundai Palisade.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
No, mate, it's a beautiful vehicle.
Oh, my God. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's amazing.
It's top end.
So we went and bought this car, and then we said, all right, can we go now?
So you bought the car. So did you buy the car just like a regular car?
Yeah.
So did you have a company incorporated, or you had to buy in your personal name?
We bought it in the personal name first.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. You can't. It's upside down, isn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was backwards because we'd started the business, but we couldn't buy it in the business name because the business wasn't making money yet. So we had to buy it personally, then start the business, and then get the accreditation. So which we did. It's all set up legit now with accountants, all that stuff now, and everything. And we'll eventually swap it over. And I think whether we wait to get we're going to get a second car, and when it gets warmer.
You know, we have a lot in common because I told you a lot of people don't remember this. Or I set up a mobile spa business.
Yeah,
back in the day.
Remember we talked about doing a mobile. We if we were hungover.
Yeah. So what happened was, I always got physio when I was doing sports, and then in Asia to get a home massage, it was nigh impossible back then because typically it would be a dirty service. It would be a naughty massage. And I was trying to get massage services for my wife. So historically in Singapore, there were women that were like aunties that would look after pregnant ladies or post delivery, but they weren't a company, so you couldn't guarantee the quality. So I thought, you know what, this will be a great business. It will mainly focus on women, and I'll turn it into spa parties like nails salons. And I just thought, if you think about
is that why your nails are so good?
Oh mate, I just clean them myself, mate.
No,
Polish
done
those
well.
Bad boys up.
That's good.
But the funny thing is, I really thought to me it's ultimate luxury where someone will come to your house, get the massage done, and there were a few companies, but I just didn't think it was gold star service, like really beautifully done. And then the goal was, because Tara's granny lived with us for years until she was 102. The goal was I wanted to find healthcare for the elderly, because the problem is when we had her living with us, we would have to get a nurse when she needed an IV drip or needed to be changed on the nursing bed. You need a specialist to come in.
Yeah.
And the nurses would swap out every week. And she had dementia and Alzheimer's at this point. And then there was no consistency. So my business model was simple. Hire great people, pay them well, my margins will be lower, and just provide a quality service. And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
I bought the van. I decked it out. You'd be really proud of me. I decked it all out so we could fit in six massage tables, all the stools and whatnot, right? The monkey chairs and everything. Put chairs in the back, and I bought the van for cash. And I've never lost money on any business venture before, but I lost $250,000 on that.
Wow!
Because during COVID, I had to put some of the therapists up in accommodation.
You got caught. I
got caught, mate. Yeah. And then it was like, what do you do? And I just took it on the chin, you know.
But you can't do anything else?
But the other thing is, now why I mention that is because I was driving sometimes late at night because I had one driver, but there were times he was sick or he couldn't do it. So I was doing shifts until like 2 a.m. and then going to work at 8 a.m. the next morning.
It's hard work.
It's hard work. There's a reason why I've got no hair, bro. I just wanted to try.
I used to be 6 foot.
Yeah, I was never 6 foot. I used to be 5'6" 3/4. I'm now 5'6" 1/2. So, and then how's it been so far?
It's been awesome.
Great launch, right?
Really, it's taken off. It's crazy how well it's taken off. And I was very upfront with, people said, oh, the cab's getting upset or this getting upset. I'm not there to play in anyone else's sandpit. I'm making my own. And I wanted to see how it worked. And the locals have embraced it massively. So I get a lot of people go, "Hey, Mark, we haven't been going out for dinner. Now we know you're here. We'll go out for dinner and we'll call you."
Yeah.
And
it's good for the restaurants. It's good for the bars.
So a lot of the restaurants and wineries are now just saying, "Yeah, listen, give Dropz a call at first." Give them a call. If you can't do anything, what it is, but give them a call first and see what they can do.
Yeah.
So we're regularly getting sort of booked out, and what are we, 13 weeks in, and it's amazing. So
what have you got planned for your 50th? Because for Neil's 50th, when I came over, I was trying to persuade him. I forget the port. It's probably a 13-hour drive from your place, where you can go and swim with the great white sharks in a cage.
Yeah, that's Port Lincoln.
Yeah, Port Lincoln, that's it.
And you can drive yourself.
Man, and I said to him, let's go. And he goes, nah. I said, don't be a puss, mate. Come on, let's go. It's once in a lifetime. It's either there or in South Africa. And he just wasn't up for it.
Oh, I wouldn't do it either. It's not a chance.
What, in a cage?
No, not a chance.
Mate, you're soft. Are you serious?
Absolutely. No, not a chance.
Really?
I will not get in the water. No. I remember as a kid, if it was a bit dark in a pool, I'd be scared. And you were doing I'm out.
I know. It's Jaws' 50th year.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was going to go scuba diving today.
Yeah.
We left it too late to book into the scuba diving
To
thing.
do that.
Yeah. But Piper went with
So
dolphins.
what you got planned for your 50th? Have you got
So we're going to
various-
Otherness. Where Dropz all started, Otherness in Anguston, where it all started. We're going to hire out the whole venue, and you got to wear a bright shirt like what I'm wearing today. And
You're having a proper party.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. We're going to start with. I wanted to go to France, and Cath said, "Well, no, France is too cold." So
that time of year,
we'll
for
do
sure.
Otherness. We'll just drink French wine. We'll start with Paul Roger, then we'll go to some Chablis, and then
So how close is this to your home?
5-minute drive. Yeah.
Fortunately, you know a good cabbie.
Yeah. Well, hopefully by then we'll have 2 cars and drivers, and I'll just put book the 2 cars out for everyone who's got to get to and from everywhere.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
But have you got, so for my 50th, my challenge is, so I turn 50 next September. My son will be turning 21 just after that. My daughter will have turned 18, and the youngest one will be doing her 11 plus here, PSLE. So unfortunately, we can't do a lot because my son will be finishing his national service. So I've got a lot of trips planned, whether or not they all go to plan. So I'll tell you one of them. One of them you might be up for doing with me if you fancy it. I'll tell you what it is. So end of December, like after Christmas, into the first week of January, I want to go to New Zealand. And there's a 7 to 10 day pack rafting. You know what pack rafting is? Where you carry a inflatable boat, a quality one, and you have to hike. But it's a 7 to 10 day trip. You can go with a group, but I want to kind of go on my own because I want to take my time.
They're pretty serious rapids down there, aren't they?
They are, but they go up to 2 or 3. But if there's a 3, you should get out and portage it and walk it, right? But I want to bring the fishing rod. I want to bring a fly fishing rod. I'm a novice, but imagine catching a rainbow or a brown trout in New Zealand, just with the mountains in the background.
Yep.
Apparently, there's a lot of sandflies. So I've even bought the mosquito netting for the face because they're savage. So that's one of my trips that I really want to do. And then I want to do things. I want to go to Egypt. I've never been to Egypt.
Egypt would be cool.
It would be cool, right?
Yeah.
The only thing is all the peddlers, they're always trying to sell you things. And apparently they're quite aggressive. That changes the experience.
Yeah, okay.
And again, I don't know if I can do all of these things, but I want to go to Patagonia. So I want to go through via Argentina, have some great steaks, and go to Patagonia, ride some horses and do some fishing. So these are the ideas I've got. But I don't know how they'll all pan out.
Well, I'm looking at Japan now.
Oh, yeah.
I want to take Cath to Japan, yeah.
Oh, have you been?
No, that's,
You will
obviously, as I said, we want to do some experiences, and, this is this one, and I want to go Japan next one. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I also like to take Piper and Cath to Europe in the next year.
Okay.
So we used to travel all the time.
Yeah.
And since we started working, getting to South Australia.
Life gets in the way, right?
Yeah. And that's... when we get back, we're going to start advertising for some drivers for Dropz.
Nice.
Drivers.
Do you think that will be easy or difficult? Because finding staff is always a challenge, right?
I'd love to say it's going to be easy, but it never is.
You'll hopefully get some guys that work during the day but want to do some work at night, right? Surely.
I've got a guy called Paul who's looking to come and, so obviously if his name's Paul, he must be all right.
Either that or he could be something else.
He's a retired guy. He wants to really get involved. He's really good. So that's looking pretty promising. So we'll see when we get back.
You can't go wrong with Japan. It is
Yeah.
To me, outside of America, which I know you also love, it's my favourite place to go because you get that contrast of new and old.
I'm trying to work out whether 7 days is enough or 10 days, or because I'm not very good with going. There's a lot of 15, 17 days.
Listen, you'll make it work, and it depends when you go because they've got 4 seasons. So you'll love it. I promise you'll love it.
No, I'm looking forward to. So that's my next trip. So I said to Pipes today, we got back from her swimming with the dolphins, jumped in the pool.
How was it?
It was amazing for her.
She loved it.
Yeah,
these are the pink dolphins, right? Were they not pink?
No.
You didn't see them? You weren't there?
Yeah, I was there.
Were you there?
They're not pink.
They're not pink. They're all blue. No, because they have pink dolphins in Singapore.
Oh.
Yeah. They're unusual.
No,
but
definitely not.
It wasn't? Okay.
No. I think you're taking Mickey at me then.
No, I'm serious. They always historically have had pink dolphins.
Can you not, when Piper gets here, don't tell her they had pink dolphins?
But the pink dolphins, they're not as active. They're not interactive in the same way.
Oh, we walked through. So we were at the aquarium, walked up, and this dolphin popped out and started talking to me. And they said, just whatever you do, don't touch them until you're with them. So I'm like, and it just popped, it's talking to me. Anyway, Piper jumped in with a group of people, and it was amazing.
It was amazing.
So yeah, really cool.
And then talk to us a little bit about, you had, if you can't mention it, we can edit this out later, but you had the opportunity to go to potentially work in the US. Can you not talk about that?
Yeah, no, we can. So what happened is that the company I worked for was looking at doing a few different things in the US. Did you do a recce trip there? Yeah, so we went over. Right? So the boss said, right, you're coming over. We're leaving in 4 weeks. I was like, oh, sweet, okay.
Texas.
Yeah. So we did, I think it was 10 days and 13 flights. So amazing. Love.
What do you mean 13 flights?
So so it was 13 flights within the 10 days. Sort of.
Christ.
Yeah, it was massive. It was crazy. It was awesome. Everything above. It was all hand luggage. So we went from Australia, which was warm, to ended up our first place we stayed a night was Kansas City. Okay. So it was minus 15 when we got there.
Wow. What time of year was this?
I reckon it was March.
It was 4 degrees when we went to Jackson just now, Wyoming, and it snowed and it hailed. It was meant to be bloody summer.
Well, there was snow everywhere. It was crazy. And then, so we stayed at Kansas City, night in Chicago. Then we went down to Austin, Houston. So we went from minus 15 down to 20 degrees, all with hand luggage. So had the opportunity to go over to work. We were going to move, as you knew. Neil and yourself helped me work some stuff out. It turned out that it wasn't going to work, which is, it is what it is. You move on.
Now, did you buy a pair of cowboy boots?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Where? Which city?
So we got it in Austin, Texas.
Did you buy a cowboy hat in the same place?
No, the boss bought us a hat in Texas.
Nice.
I'm trying to think, at a servo called Bucky something.
Okay.
So I got a pair of...
Did they shape the hat?
No, it was just a servo. So this Bucky thing was a massive servos over there. And he bought us all a hat, and I got a pair of boots.
Love it.
And everyone thought I was... And because I was, wearing loud shirts, that's me. I walked into one of the functions we had, and I walked in about, had the hat, the boots, the shirt, and I walked up, and the lady said, "Oh, can I help you?" And I said, "Oh, can I get 2 glasses of rosé?" She went, "I did not." And she sort of went, "What? I did not expect that to come out of this."
Yeah.
I went, "Sorry, what?" She goes, "No, all good." Anyway, yes, loved it. America was awesome, and the people were awesome.
You know the funny thing is, because you can see I've got a saddle there, and I'm a frustrated cowboy because I grew up watching westerns with my dad.
So did I, yeah, loved it.
I flipping loved it. And so before we moved to America, I bought 2 replica guns. One was a Westchester.
I've got a replica at home as well with a proper leather thing as well.
Flipping, have you?
Yeah.
I'm coming around, mate. You're gonna watch.
I love dress ups. It's awesome.
Mate, you would laugh, but I'm not really like this. But I don't know why with westerns. So like probably my favourite Clint Eastwood western is The Outlaw Josie Wales. A lot of people say Unforgiven, but I love The Outlaw Josie Wales, and he's just a badass in it. And What do you think Yellowstone? I love Yellowstone, mate. So the funny thing is, I watched Yellowstone from season 1 because I'm a big Kevin Costner fan. And Taylor Sheridan, the writer of that, he wrote the foreword to the Jim Lampley show. And Jim Lampley said to me, and in fact, the Conor McGregor fight, or non-fight, was over this weekend, and I saw he was sat there almost next to Tyson, and Mel Gibson was there as well. But what was interesting is Jim Lampley said, it was a really big compliment. I don't know if he meant it, but he said for people outside of boxing, the people with the most knowledge that he's come across is Taylor Sheridan. He said like Taylor Sheridan really is a massive super fan because he's such a clever, intelligent guy. His breadth of knowledge is serious. And then he said Joe Rogan, and then he said, and now you make that list. And I said,
nice.
I said, I don't know if you mean it or not. He goes, I mean it. And I was just blown away. You know what I mean? But it's...
that was a good podcast.
You know, one of the problems with having daughters, and you guys will understand this, I want to stay dangerous. Thank you, sir. I want to stay dangerous. Any boyfriends that come round that are a bit cheeky. So this will make you laugh. My son, who's almost 6'2" now and is in great shape, my daughter brought home her first boyfriend. And then Caden started doing push-ups, and he did something like 300 push-ups.
Is that all?
In a row. No, okay. It wasn't in a row, but it was ridiculous. And he goes, let's scare the crap out of him. So I said, all right, get the chainsaw, the machete, the samurai sword, the baseball bat, and we'll leave it in the front. And I said it as a joke. 10 minutes later, he goes, I'm ready, Dad. And he goes, we're going to scare the shit out of this guy when he turned up. And then my wife came down and says, what are you two doing? Put that stuff away. But you've seen that scene from
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Bad Boys. That's classic, right?
Have you seen the last Bad Boys? When he actually goes, they actually see what he does when the intruders come in?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to. You need to watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
So he's like, the son who they give a hard time about, well, son-in-law, they give a hard time to.
She's now married.
Yeah, she's married him.
So the same guy.
Yeah.
That tall, skinny guy.
Yeah, and he's really awkward.
Yeah.
And anyway, they have these people who break into the house, and they're watching it. Anyway, he goes full Rambo on him. Anyway, like busts them up. It's crazy, and they're watching it going, what the hell? Anyway, he goes, oh, can I help with the barbecue? Yep, off you go. Take the barbecue. They're too scared of him. So yeah.
You know what? I've got mixed feelings about this because, looking back, we should have scared the crap out of our boy. We should have put the frighteners on him, but I was very nice to him. And the reason why I was nice, because my wife's dad, he unfortunately died before we got married. And he gave me a bit of a hard time, but he was a sweetheart. And let me tell you how amazing this man was. And it changed my way of thinking about fathers and daughters. So Tara and I had been dating for about 4 or 5 months, and we were getting pretty serious, but she was young. She was like 23 and I was like 25, 26. And she was in Hong Kong for business. And he called me up, it was Friday night, and he said, what are you up to? And I said, I'm just having a few drinks with my colleagues. And he goes, come out for a few drinks with me and my mates. So I said, cool. So I met with him, and we went to 2 or 3, I can't even remember because I got very drunk, 2 or 3 houses. And it was like he was introducing me to everyone, kind of showing me off like a little puppy. But it was nice. And then he said, let's go by your place. We'll grab a bag. Why don't you spend the weekend at mine? I'll cook you breakfast in the morning. We'll get to know each other. And it was just a very genuine thing. And as we were walking into the house, he put his arm over my shoulder. He goes, Paul, you're like the son I've always wanted, but I never had. And on our 1-year anniversary, because he was a bit of a playboy, he was a bit naughty, he wrote like a love letter to us, wishing us happy anniversary. And he said, I think you guys are going to make it. And he wrote this lovely long message. And then unfortunately he died a few months later.
Oh, sorry.
So we got married maybe 18 months after that. And so obviously he couldn't walk her down the aisle or do that first dance, but we set a place for him at the top of the table. We got married in Bali, and I read that letter out, and everyone was in bits.
Nice.
Yeah, so I thought, treat people right.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you know what I mean? So let's talk about, the next chapter, you're balancing work and the taxi business.
Chauffeur.
The taxi business.
Chauffeur business.
I know, I'm just winding you up.
Right? I
know. But how's it all going?
Yeah, it comes with its challenges. We've talked about it. You and I have obviously try and get into the gym a fair bit, but getting back after Singapore, Cath and I are going to get back to the gym, and it's just sort of focusing on that home life balance, the new work, how it all works, because you don't want to let any of it down, but you also have got to really focus on yourself. And at the end of the day, if you're not healthy and you're not doing well yourself, then you're not really going to put 100% in everything else. So
it's tough.
Doing that is going to be a focus when we get back. I've got a PT I've already talked to, and we've just done this thing called Everlab, I think it's called. And
what's that, blood work or something?
Yeah, does a heap of blood work, heap of other stuff, tell you where you're going right, where you're going wrong, and heap of scans. And wasn't real happy with them. They told him I'm abdominal obese and I've got no muscles. And I was like, what the hell?
No, but listen, you go to any doctor and they'll say, if you've got a bit of muscle, they'll say you're obese, right? That's just, forget that.
Yeah, but it's not what I see in the mirror.
Just telling you you're a sex god, you know what I mean? But I really want to tell you this. I think you serve as a great lesson for a lot of people that are thinking about doing things and don't have the courage to do it? Because I always say, if not now, then when?
Yeah, and I think the last 2 years have definitely, been a big testament to that. That the sculpture that's, as we talked about at the beginning, something that, what is it, 1.2 tonne of steel. I said it was going to take me eight weekends, and it took me 9 months. And then obviously the chauffeur business that Cath and I have started. A lot of people won't take them on, won't start them, and
have you had? Because I find with business, you'll have some supporters, a lot of naysayers, a lot of people quietly analysing. And I find if you're lucky enough to get one or two people that are genuinely in your corner, good, bad, or whatever, it's rare. How have you felt the reception been?
I think Cath will probably agree with this that it's been overwhelmingly positive.
Okay.
Which is really crazy, and I agree with you. Generally, when I started my first business years ago, we didn't get it.
By the way, you forgot to mention what you do part-time. You're a fireman.
Yes.
Flip it, I forgot that.
Yeah, Country Fire Service. I'm a lieutenant in the fire brigade at Angaston, yeah.
Mate, you must have seen some stuff, though.
Yeah, it would have going on 6 years. I think I'm over 6, going on 7 years now.
I'd love to do that. If I was living in the Barossa, I would sign up.
Yeah, it's good. It's good fun. I wouldn't. It was back in, I reckon it was 2019 or something, when they had the big fires, and I was sitting at home in the aircon and watching it all unfold. On my phone, watching a movie with Piper, and I leant over to her and I said, "Oh, I probably should do something." Yeah, and she went, "Well, why don't you?" I went, "Okay, I might." So I rang up the brigade, and obviously they were going through what they were going. They couldn't do anything, so I reckon it was February I went and saw them.
Yeah,
and it's obviously that's when COVID kicked in, and it took me a while to get in. But then when I got in, all of a sudden I'm fighting fires. I went into a structure fire course, and I was doing BA. So I'm trained in structure fires, grass fires, and all that kind of stuff. And then our brigade probably struggled with getting volunteers, so I probably went up the ranks a lot quicker than normal. So going up to lieutenant, so I could run the jobs, run the truck. But now, obviously, with Dropz, I've stepped back a little bit, and I'll let them know. Say, guys, I want to focus on this a little bit. But we're lucky enough to have an amazing.
You've got a great crew, right?
Yeah, in the last year, our intake's been awesome, and we've got an awesome crew. So
you got Neil into it, and he loves it.
Yeah. So Neil and I, we've done a fair few structure fires together. It's good going into a fire when you've got someone you know and trust. Yeah,
you're a Renaissance man. If you think about it, you've done all these different things. To wrap up, what would you say to any people out there that are working a 9 to 5 that are thinking about doing something business-wise?
I think first off, I obviously have a plan and work out what you want to do, but there's no reason not to do it, because one of my good mates was always like, every time you don't do anything, you're going to fail. So what's
very true.
Have a go, and if it falls over, all it is going to be is a lesson to what you do next. So have a go, and don't let yourself stop you.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, we're our own worst enemies. Don't let yourself stop you, but don't listen to the naysayers. And focus on the positive. Let's grab one or two people who are going to be positive, like yourself. Grab the positives and focus on that. And the negative, deal with them later. Ignore them or deal with them later.
Mate, well, listen, thank you for doing today.
Mate, thank you.
And I appreciate your friendship more than you perhaps know. And we're going to have a great dinner now. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks, Nacey.
Thanks.